What's going on, everybody? Fragged out, swagged out, and you already know why I'm here. Today I'm gonna go over a amazing oud fragrance that you probably don't even know about. And the reason I say that is because I looked online, I looked through YouTube to see any reviews. I found nothing. Did find some information on Fragrantica, so shout out to them. And if you are a reviewer that's put out information or did a video and I couldn't find it, shout out to you also. I'm just saying I didn't find anything on it. So the fragrance I'm talking about today is from Marble Oud. And Marble Oud is a collaborative project between Katana and Giuseppe Parfums. Now, I've been buying Giuseppe Parfums for a while now. I have about 9 of their fragrances, and I really love what the house does. So I've posted stuff, I've done reviews, just a fan. And if you don't know much about Jimmy Bodin and Giuseppe Parfums, they are the same people that have brought you Gourmand Bacour Special Edition, Golden Edition, Accident à la Vanille, African Queen, Imperial Harem, Tonkin Tonka, Le Denier Salt, just a bunch of banging fragrances and a bunch of really good gourmand fragrances. So much so that Jimmy even put a video out recently kind of apologizing for the fact that he may have been hungry when he created a bunch of his fragrances, and that was a joke, but it probably wasn't a joke because seriously, really good gourmand fragrances. So anyway, you get your set, you get Katana, and put them together, and they create Marble Oud, and it is, as the name implies, a fragrance house is centered around oud fragrances and very potent oud fragrances. So Jimmy did reach out to me, asked me if I was interested in, testing these fragrances out, or at least this particular fragrance, and giving my opinion, and I was happy to do so, as I am a fan of his other company. However, I do understand that just because Giuseppe is a fragrance house that I love, that I'm automatically gonna love Marble. But it's my opinion, and if I don't like it, that's something that they have to accept. But if I do, I'm here to share with you, and I am here to share with you that I am very pleased with the level of quality, performance, the fragrance itself. Just, man, amazing stuff in here. So the fragrance I have is Noix, Dorées, Oud Laos. Noix, Dorées, Oud Laos, and that roughly translate into golden nuts and Laotian Oud, or in this case it would be Pecan, because that's what's in here. The notes are very simple. The notes are Laotian Oud, pecan, vanilla, cacao, and blackcurrant. And before this video, I sprayed one here and one here, offset by about 10 minutes, just to have a difference of opening and mid to dry down. And the opening here is going to last for a while, by the way. It's not a really quick opening right into the mid. I feel like 15-20 minutes passed and that opening blast is still very present. So while I did talk about the notes, I'll give some additional information on the Agarwood used here. It is Phusung Laotian Agarwood, 28 years old, fermented for 14 days, and it's firewood distilled. And the fermentation, 14 days, I want to point out for a different reason. I'll explain that shortly. So when it opens, super strong, potent blast of Laotian Oud, semi-sweet, very woody, kind of what you expect from an expensive oud fragrance. And it has a smokiness and a nuttiness to it, which I attribute to the pecans being in there. Now, there is an additional element that is not typical, or at least not described this way. Usually you smell an oud and you'll always hear animalic, skanky, barnyard. It's neither of those, but there is something strong. Medicinal leaning, but not medicinal. To me, it's more of a boozy effect. And I've said this about a couple of oud fragrances where it doesn't smell medicinal. It reminds me more of the feel I get from a good boozy fragrance, a strong boozy fragrance. And I'm attributing that to the distillation process, 14 days distill. And if you know anything about alcohol at all, there is a distillation process, or rather fermentation process, sorry, that goes into that. And I think that fermentation for 14 days and the fermentation of the alcohol and whatever that does to the liquid itself, to the juice itself, is it has a similar effect, and that's what I'm picking up on. But it is a nice, strong, high quality oud with a little bit of boozy, little bit of sweet, smoky, nutty opening. Just from the opening, it has something complex, but something very familiar. Now, as you move into the dry down, you're going to get more of that cacao, but it's never really gourmand in nature. There is that cacao, like dry, dusty, chocolatey kind of effect, but it's not like a candy bar, like something you would expect out of a typical Jusette fragrance. And you have that vanilla in there, which makes it a little bit creamy and adds a different note that offers a sweetness, but it's very much vanilla. So you get a little bit of the two, the cacao and the vanilla, doing what they do, operating simultaneously, but never making it something edible, just adding a level of sweetness to offset some of those stronger, harsher notes that oud can provide. So where's the blackcurrant? I don't know. I've worn this is the 4th time. I don't really get blackcurrant in this fragrance, and I'm assuming the blackcurrant was put in here to kind of offset some of those drier, darker, more aggressive notes, toning them down a little bit, because there's nothing fruity, tart, juicy, that I can really identify in here. I feel like it was just an element that helped the other fragrance do what they're supposed to do within this juice right here. So, but overall, I love the performance. 1 to 2 sprays every time, because anything more than that just seems like overkill. It really fills up the area around you. There is a very, very potent sillage trail that you leave behind. It's full, it's dense, it's oud, it's super quality oud. Now, this is not a comparison, but I will give you frame of reference. If you're used to oud by Bortnikov or Russian Adam, that kind of like really room overtaking high quality oud, that's the same level of quality and performance you're gonna get here, just with a different creative angle and how these fragrances perform. Look, if you love oud, if you love gourmand, and the marriage of the two, which make it not a gourmand and not a purely oud, but something in between that gives it this very high quality, very, very lovely fragrance, you might want to check this fragrance out. If you're new to oud, this probably isn't for you. Number one, because if you don't know much about oud, the price point might confuse you. You might ask yourself why 15 ml is $195. But if you've dealt with any atars or ouds that have not been too watered down or cut with a whole bunch of other things, you understand. So this right here, they have 3 different offerings. They have the Eau de Parfum, the Extrait de Parfum, and the attar oils as well. So they start at $195, they move up to $395, and I think the oils are like four something. But the fragrance is amazing, the performance is amazing. I definitely vouch for this, and so much so, like I said, I would never recommend anything that I wouldn't buy myself. Now, I will say this, that though Jimmy was the one that offered this for review, it was sent to me by way of Sealed Essence. I have made several purchases from Sealed Essence. So I believe they're in Massachusetts. I'm on the East Coast, so I love that because I get mine really quick. If you purchase from Sealed Essence, I've never had an issue with them. I don't know if you have, but it's a great purchasing experience. They get my stuff to me really quick. Reputable company, no issues there. And they are the ones that actually did the sending. So I know that the purchasing process is safe. I know that at least one of the houses involved in here, I don't know much about Katana, is reputable because I have their products. And I definitely love the fragrance here. And I do recommend this. Again, the fact that it was sent to me has no bearing on what I have to say. Because if I didn't like it, I just say nothing at all. And it's not like they can hold me to anything. This is 100% a love. And I love what they did with the oud here and how they kind of integrated all the things I love. Again, I love that semi-boozy vibe it gives, but gourmand facets, and that really high quality oud. It is all the three things that I really love in fragrances inside of one bottle. They have two other fragrances on the website. They have Jasmine Noir and Bengali Oud, and Osmanthus Vert and Oud Malaysian. And the Osmanthus Vert and Oud Malaysian is probably what I want to purchase next, or purchase. That's the first one I would be purchasing from this house. So again, I appreciate Gisette reaching out and trusting my opinion, and I appreciate Sealed Essence for actually sending it out to me. I will put their information in the description if you're interested in checking it out. If you have any experience with marble oud, feel free to leave it in the comment section. This fragrance in particular, any information that you feel would add, please feel free. If you hated my video and thought I didn't do a good job at describing this, also feel free. I mean, I'm open to what you got to say. And if you did like it, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps the channel grow and it gets to more ears. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you've watched it all the way to the end, I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, this is Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and I'm out.